Hello there, a good Monday evening to you, and many thanks for joining us on Rwanda Television News tonight. I hope that you had yourselves a great and productive Monday, a great start to your brand new week. Welcome to tonight's edition. These are the headlines. The government of Rwanda has issued a comment and a statement on Britain's possibility to scrap a deal that the transfer of asylum seekers deal with Rwanda. On Monday, the Democratic Green Party presidential candidate Frank Habineza campaigned in the districts of Bugesera and Kicukiro. Independent presidential candidate Philip Mpayimana has been campaigning in the districts of Gakenke and Rulindo. A very good evening to you, and many thanks for joining us on Rwanda Television and News tonight. And as we start it off, let us inform you that, as we said in the headlines, the government of Rwanda issued a statement on the migration and economic partnership development deal with the UK. Rwanda takes note of the intention of the UK government to terminate the migration and economic development partnership agreement as provided for under the terms of the treaty passed by both our parliaments. This partnership was initiated by the government of the UK in order to address the crisis of irregular migration affecting the UK, a problem of the UK, not Rwanda. Rwanda has fully upheld its side of the agreement, including with regards to finances, and remains committed to finding solutions to the global migration crisis, including providing safety, dignity, and opportunity to refugees and migrants who come to the country. And moving ahead to other matters obviously related to presidential and parliamentary campaigns, while campaigning in the districts of Bugesera and Kicukiro on Monday, the presidential candidate of the Democratic Green Party of Rwanda, Frank Habineza, promised to establish a special budget to address the issue of water shortages if elected to office. In Bugesera, the party campaigned not far from the construction site of Bugesera International Airport, while in Kicukiro, the chosen location was in Gahanga sector, where party members said a big turnout manifested. Voters were called for in the upcoming elections, and now just 1 week away. The reason being given by the party officials apparently to help bring reforms to the sectors like economy and justice, as well as improve social welfare in general. Frank Habineza stressed that it is a right for all of local residents to get clean water and promised to make it a priority if elected. Some of the local residents present approved the message they heard, while the Green Party went on to promise an improved food feeding program, saying districts would be given full autonomy over their respective schools, ensuring that students get enough to eat. On Tuesday, the Democratic Green Party of Rwanda will be campaigning in Muhanga district of the Southern Province. Independent presidential candidate Philip Mpayimana has been campaigning in the districts of Gakenke and Rulindo in the Northern Province, where he has told local residents that if elected to the highest office in the country, he will introduce laws that restrict families to the number of children they can have, saying that it would be not more than 3. Starting in Gakenke, Mpayimana thanked local residents for coming out to hear his message and explained that if elected, he intends to preserve all that has been achieved, while at the same time looking to ensure that even more progress is made. In Rulindo, the independent presidential candidate was welcomed by district officials and went on to promise infrastructure development in the form of coast housing projects if elected, as well as flyover walkways for pedestrians and crossroads to eliminate the risks associated with zebra crossings. Philip Mpayimana has now campaigned in a total of 23 of Rwanda's 30 districts, as well as online spreading his 50-point manifesto. And moving ahead, and now switching it to parliamentary campaigns, Dr. Vincent Biruta, the chairperson of the Social Democratic Party, PSD, emphasized the significant reasons for the party's decision to ally with the RPF Inkotanyi in presidential candidates. He highlighted the development of infrastructure and the country's resilience as key factors. This alliance is also strongly supported by the residents of Gicumbi district. We do have the details with Adam Squizera.
On Monday, the campaign rally for the PSD parliamentary candidates continued in Gicumbi district at the Mukono playground. Some residents at the Bwisigi sector testified that they have many reasons to support the RPF presidential candidate, Paul Kagame, as the PSD has joined the coalition with him. I have never owned a cow before, but Paul Kagame gave me one. All the development I've experienced since then is because of that cow. The PSD party's manifesto comprises 60 articles emphasizing the development of healthcare services, education, infrastructure enhancement, and agricultural sector growth. These priorities were reiterated by the PSD parliamentary candidates during the campaign rally in Gicumbi district.
We
want to advocate for the development of the agriculture sector through the establishment of an agricultural fund to help farmers.
We will advocate for the establishment of a TVET school in this area, as some of the students currently have to travel long distances to Byumba or Mukarandi. Additionally, we will work on the construction of the roads in this area. Dr. Vincent Biruta, the president of the Social Democratic Party, PSD, emphasized the significant reasons for the party's decision to ally with the RPF Inkotanyi presidential candidate. He highlighted the development of infrastructure and the country's resilience as key factors. We believe in him because we have seen the abilities and the development he has brought to the country in various aspects such as security, diplomacy, good governance, and community well-being. His actions speak for themselves, and that's why we chose him. The Social Democratic Party PSD is one of the 6 parties that have joined the coalition of the RPF Inkotanyi in supporting presidential candidate Paul Kagame for the upcoming presidential and parliamentary elections scheduled for July 15th. Adam Squizera, reporting for RwandaTV News in Northern Province, Rwanda.
Thank you, Adams. Musanze district residents expressed a satisfaction with what they say is the Liberal Party's visionary commitment to promote tourism and agriculture as sources of development in the region. For this, they vowed to vote PL's parliamentary candidates in the upcoming elections. We do have the details.
Monday, 8th July, was Liberal Party's 10th day of the campaign to vie for parliamentary seats, while also campaigning for its presidential candidate of choice, the RPF's Paul Kagame. PL supporters state that they are satisfied with the party's manifesto objectives that include developing the agriculture sector. These are the pillars of good governance. If we continue supporting them, tourism will continue to develop, and the world will be amazed by Musanze. We are very ready. We know the date. Presidential candidate Paul Kagame helped us achieve a lot, and all the development you see in Musanze today. PL as well is supporting him. PL chairperson Donatil Mukabadisa noted that despite notable progress in the tourism sector in Musanze district, more tasks lie ahead. We talked about tourism. It helps us earn foreign revenues but also markets our country more. As PL, we are committed to work with others to keep the sector flourishing, alongside better service delivery, but also make sure that surrounding activities develop so that they can benefit from tourism. She further commended the smooth running of the campaign rallies, which she said signifies the uniqueness in Rwanda's democracy and unity. Campaign activities are going on well. Citizens attend in big numbers to listen to candidates' manifestos so that they can be able to choose the right leaders for them. In addition to tourism advancement, PL says with enough seats in the parliament, it would be able to champion the accelerated use of technology in the country's agriculture sector, helping to increase productivity efficiently and safely, minimizing damage to the environment. PL campaign rally will continue on Wednesday from Gakenke, Rulindo and Burera districts.
Independent parliamentary candidate Janvier Nsengiyumva campaigned from the districts of Nyagatare and Gatsibo in the Eastern Province. He vowed to increase small-scale factories that employ many young people, hence increasing the employment and tax base of the country.
On Monday, independent parliamentary candidate Janvier Nsengiyumva campaigned from Nyagatare and Gatsibo districts. Upon arrival, Nsengiyumva was received by district officials. He told residents that he plans to increase small-scale factories, at least in every sector, thereby widen employment and tax base.
Igihe naba nagiriwe icyizere ngatorwa nkajya mu nteko nifuza kuzaba umwe mu batanga imishinga yashyiraho.
If I get elected to the parliament, I want to propose projects to establish small-scale factories to each sector of the country, supported under the national budget. Our country is committed to empowering the youth through job creation. Hence, and based on that, to propose related bills that would create jobs, but also put the produce to perfect use. For example, this district has improved livestock farming, hence the need for industries to process the produce. By that, it will increase the employment base, but also the tax base, contributing to the country's development. Residents, specifically the youth, reacted to his manifesto. We are happy to have him as the deputy under President Paul Kagame, who has been doing great work for us. Our country has a big number of young people who need support. Much has been done, but more tasks remain to ensure continued progress. From Nyagatare district, Nsengiyumva continued his campaign rally from Gatsibo district. It was the 30th campaign site for the only independent parliamentary candidate.
On Monday, the national exams for primary schools for the 2023-2024 academic year started. Parents have been encouraged to assist their children during this period by helping them to review their studies and making sure they reach the examination sites on time. It's a report of Olive Nete in the voice of Adam Squizera.
At Tisozi Primary School, the National Primary Leaving Examinations for the 2023-2024 academic year were officially kicked off. Students expressed confidence in their preparation and believe they were equipped to succeed in these exams. I am well prepared for the exams, and I'm not afraid because we spent many years studying thoroughly. We did a lot of exercises, homework, and tests, and we revised our past exams and all our work to remind ourselves and prepare well.
They taught us consistently and tirelessly, helping us review our lessons. We promise our parents that we will do well on the exams.
On the other hand, the teachers stated that they did their best to help students with the revisions and were able to complete all the lessons in the curriculum on time.
Our students studied well and we had sufficient time to help them review all the lessons. We provided additional practice through tests and exercises, including those we prepared and those prepared by NESA, and passed national examinations as well. With this preparation, we believe that our students will succeed.
While officiating the National Primary Living Exams, the Minister of Education, Twagirayezu Gaspar, urged parents to actively support their children during these examinations to help them to complete the exams successfully and achieve satisfactory results. When it comes to national exams, which occur once a year, we request parents help their children revise and ensure they get adequate rest. It is crucial for students to perform well and arrive at the examination sites on time, as exams always start at a specific time. Parents should encourage their children to get to school promptly so they can begin on time. However, this responsibility does not lie solely with parents. As educators and Rwandans, we must also urge students to be diligently making their way to school to hurry up and arrive early. During these national examinations for primary levels, 202,999 students at more than 1,000 examination sites. Among them, 91,189 are boys and 111,810 are girls.
The World Bank statistics demonstrate that Rwanda's economy will continue to witness a 7 to 10% increase as in the previous 7 years. Experts attribute this firm foundation in the economic sector that was established in those particular years by the government. Prince Manzi with the details.
The National Institute of Statistics of Rwanda demonstrates that from 2010 to 2023, Rwanda's economic performance rated 7 to 10% apart from 2020, where it decreased to negative 3.4% due to COVID-19. Entrepreneurs Theonest Kabahizi and Robert Bafakurira elaborate on the significance of having such countries' economic progress for the private sector. I also see it because where I started is not where I am now. The development in businesses, infrastructures, the private sector, how all these develop, it goes hand in hand with the economic progress of the country. We also hope for this progress as well in the future, thanks to good leadership. What was achieved affirms that in 2050 will be far. Modern industrialization, employing many, good service delivery, technology and innovations, all these. Economic experts, Stranto Abyarimana and Dr. Claude Rusibana, reiterate on measures based on to provide such statistics and the reason behind this projected economic progress.
Projections made by World Bank and International Monetary Fund are basically made based on previous performance, country performance. And they base those performance and say if the conditions remain the same or if they change in such magnitude, depending on how you make the scenarios. There are what we call worst case scenarios, middle case scenario, and best case scenarios. And in each scenario, they say if changes in the future happens and to this magnitude, then definitely it can impact on the progress we have observed in the past few months or past quarters to this extent, to this percentage or this proportion. So they use projections, they use machines actually to predict what will happen if the terms and if the conditions remain stable, or if the condition changes depending on how their assumptions are.
When they set economic projections, they normally consider the past or the previous economic indicators. So in the last 7 years, we can now say that Rwanda has really achieved a lot in terms of economic indicators, especially macroeconomic indicators. If you see the economic growth, considering the GDP, the inflation, production, industrialization, that one shows that really Rwanda has made a lot of progress in setting reliable economic indicators.
The governor of the Central Bank of Rwanda, John Rwangombwa, affirms that the central bank as the key player in this sector, various measurements and policies were taken into consideration for adapting to the changing world.
The global landscape is constantly in flux, echoing the saying, "There's nothing permanent except change." And the National Bank of Rwanda recognizes this reality. We have continuously adopted and evolved to meet the new challenges and opportunities presented by the changing world. This evolution has led our focus to extend beyond price and financial sector stability. Today, the bank plays a pivotal role in supporting financial inclusion, financial sector development, climate change mitigation efforts, and ML safety initiatives.
The June 2024 World Bank report demonstrates that since 2021 in Sub-Saharan Africa, Rwanda maintained its economic progress momentum, expected to still be realized in 2026.
Welcome back. Moving ahead to other matters related to Liberation Day celebration. Over 300 people, including members of the diplomatic community, business leaders, Rwanda's friends, and the Rwandan community gathered in Singapore to mark the 30th anniversary of Rwanda's Liberation Day. In his remarks, Rwanda's High Commissioner in Singapore, Jean Dodier Wihanganye, noted that the victory of the Rwanda Patriotic Army to bring the genocide to an end was the start to Rwanda's progress. He further commended the contribution of Singapore to the post-genocide rebuilding in Rwanda.
A harmonious and united society is a fundamental condition for our progress and prosperity, and it is upon
which is annually celebrated on 4th July, bears a distant significance for Rwandans. It marks the day on which the Rwanda Patriotic Army defeated the genocidal government and in the process stopped the 1994 genocide against the Tutsi. The victory paved the way for our country rebirth and put us on a trajectory for pursuit of development and our national aspirations.
And Singapore's Senior Minister of State for Communications and Information and Health described Rwanda's post-genocide and liberation journey as a beacon of hope, not only for Rwandans but also for the rest of the world.
A harmonious and united society is a fundamental condition for our progress and prosperity, and it is upon these shared values that Singapore and Rwanda have built a firm friendship. We commemorate 2 decades of diplomatic relations next March. We are fellow members of the Global Governance Group and the Forum of Small States. Our friendly ties are underpinned by regular high-level engagement, and we have great potential to expand cooperation in ICT, education, fintech, and our efforts to address climate change.
And from this, we come to the end of tonight's edition. On behalf of the entire news production as well as the technical team that made it happen, many thanks for being with us on today's edition. Up until next time, stay safe, and we wish you a great and productive week ahead. Goodbye.